Good to see you. Glad you're here. Special welcome to any visitors we might be having. Full aficionados. Hope you come back and see us sometime. The farm field before me was a good half-mile wide as it was long. The field was not a square or rectangular shaped field, but it was more like a large sweeping curve, kind of like this inside this church. Nor was the field flat. Rather, the field was rolling with knolls that cut the land and made the field dip, curve. Not a tree or bush could be seen. Neither corn nor beans nor wheat was planted in this field on which I gazed. This field was simply grass, bright green grass, about up to my calf in depth. When the gentle wind blew across this field, the grass seemed to dance, wave after wave swaying. Not a cloud was in the deep blue sky. Recent rains made the earth smell fresh and pregnant with life. Sounds? Only the rustle of the wind through the grass, the birds, the croaking frog in nearby Catfish Creek. Then, the faint sounds of a machine. The sound was so distant that I couldn't locate its source, but the sound grew louder and more pronounced, until all of a sudden, the source of the sound popped over the horizon. A large, green farm machine. Now, I'm not a farmer, so I don't know what this particular piece of farm equipment that was lumbering toward me, I don't know what it actually was. It was not as large as a combine, but it was close. Whatever its name, it was mowing the grass. The freshly mowed piles of grass dropped in a neat row behind the machine. I was standing about 50 yards from the edge of the field that was being mowed by this big green machine. As the machine grew closer, its noise drowned out all those other sounds. When the machine reached the edge of the field at which I was standing, I could see the shadow of the operator sitting in the cab. But the glass of the cab was slightly tinted, and I could not discern the age or sex of the operator, just a faceless being operating a loud, large, green machine. It turned sharply at the edge of the field, and during the turn, the operator lifted the maw of the hungry machine. But once turned and headed back from which it came, the operator dropped the blades. The green machine crawled away, chewing up the grass in its path. I stood there, watching the machine grow smaller and smaller in the distance. The sounds, the wind, the birds, frogs gradually coming to fore over the sound of the big green machine. I watched the machine slowly disappear until it was nothing more than a dot on the horizon. And when that dot sank below a knoll, at the moment it completely disappeared from view and its noise no longer audible, that's when I felt aloneness. Not loneliness. Aloneness. That in some mysterious way anchored me to the land on which I was standing and overshadowed me with kisses from God. The need to be alone with God is real. It's necessary. How can we reflect God's image if we never spend time alone with God? If Jesus felt the need to be alone with his Father, as it says in the Gospel reading today, should not we? spot. We need time where God can more easily overwhelm us, where we can more easily hear the whisper of God's voice. But being alone with God varies in manner. Jesus withdrew to a mountain in order to be alone with his Father. There are no mountains here. Mount Baldy. Maybe being alone with God is simply being by yourself as you drive to Jewel, or Mile, or Walmart, in the quiet of your car. I remember our wife Sarah saying when our boys were little, the only quiet time she ever got with God was going to Kroger, when she was alone in the car by herself. Maybe being alone with God is sitting in your chair in the morning before the kids get up. Maybe it's a short walk on your lunch break at work. Whatever it may be, that moment of silence, that instant of understanding that we are being overshadowed by the love of God, that is for which we seek. That is the foretaste of the feast which is to come. The moment of aloneness I experienced at the edge of a farm field was just one way of experiencing being alone with God. And it was standing at the edge of that field and the invasion of the large green machine, which was so incongruous to the scene in which I was standing, that accentuated the aloneness. It put the stamp on it. Furthermore, I could not see the person operating that machine, which made the machine all the more ominous in that the absence of the appearance of a visible operator, the machine was somehow a living being on its own. Isn't that the way our lives are? The large green machines of life approach us. We don't know whence they come. We don't know what's behind them. We only see the approach. Jobs, noise, phones, illness, hassle, traffic, arguments, hurts, jealousies, lusts. And like that large green machine, that field full of grass, they take on existence of their own and menacing. We need relief from that. We need healing from that. We need conversion from that. But we can only do that when we can be alone with God, who overshadows us with His love and kisses. Your field is out there. Find it. Stand at its edge. Feel the kisses of God, who loves you more than you love yourself.